What's up with it, Bulls fan? This another Bulls conversation, and I'm a little bit late on it, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Just roll with me for a second. Roll with me for a second. Uh, so so what I want to talk about was the takeaways from the first preseason game. You know what I'm saying? Now, first thing first, I guess we can start with the center, our rookie center, Wendell Carter. He got bammed on. He got bammed on. He got scored on. He got did bad. But he showed some offensive flashes. He kept coming at it on defense. And I'm glad that he got that introduction to the league because it's important to know summer league is summer league. You got to do it in the real league. Summer league is for rookies. So, you did good in the summer league. That's what's up. But, I think he already has peaked, has probably seen it in practices and all of that, that the NBA is a totally different, it's a different monster. And you got to be on your game, not only offensively, like you say, you got to hit all your shots. You know what I'm saying? You gotta contest the shots, and you gotta contest them at a high rate. Like it can't be, you know, your usual. You gotta give it, one of them extraordinary efforts, and not every effort, but you gotta bring it. That's why most players you don't see them playing offense and defense 100% every game, all game. Like you can't do that. You're gonna burn out. Like how you not gonna burn out? You playing the best players in the world. They got moves. You know what I'm saying? They got moves. They got at this level, they got size and strength. So they coming against you, with that size and that strength, grown man strength. It's not just the game anymore. It's about your body. It's about your mentality. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff comes into play now. And yeah, I'm sure he'll get that. I'm sure he'll get that. So that's takeaways from him. Robin Lopez still looks pretty sharp. Looks sharp enough to contribute. Um, you know, didn't really see Felicio much. I really trying to, but I ain't see any improvement. So that's all I want to talk about the center position. Um, as far as power forward, of course, Laurie didn't play because Laurie's hurt. A lot of people worried about the Laurie thing because he hurt. Um, I'm not worried about that. It's probably another blessing in disguise, blessing in disguise, because I mean you get to see Wendell play more minutes. You know he's gonna play more minutes now, based off of Laurie being out. So I mean you get that, you get continuity with the guys without having to try to fit in basically five new pieces or four new pieces. Chris Dunn's probably the only mainstay. He played the most last year. So you got Chris Dunn, Jabari, Zach. He's getting worked in too. You got to know Zach is getting worked in. Laurie played last year. Zach and Jabari have to get worked in with Chris. They have to get their own chemistry going. And it looks good. It looks good so far. Uh, I seen somebody say if Chris and Zach play like this every game, like I found that funny because I really feel like they're gonna play way better than that every game. But Zach with 21, Zach is an easy bucket getter. 21 is easy money for Zach. He'll get that every night. I think that was, I don't know how many minutes he played the other night, but he didn't need many. You don't need many minutes to do what he does. Him and Blake show they cut from the same cloth, man. It's like, you know, they come, from different backgrounds, but when it comes to scoring that ball and filling it up, they do that. They do that at a professional level. I mean, an all-star level. It's a defensive end that kind of gets Zach. And I think with Antonio, it's just him being young because defensively, he doesn't seem to be horrible. I mean, he seems like he's got, first off, he's got gifts. He can get up and rise up. I've seen some blocks. And, that's that D Wade type, D Wade type D. So, he's shown flashes on defense. Zach, Zach got ate up. Zach got ate up on defense. I give you that. He got ate up. But what I heard Zach say was that, you know, even in just the media day, I'm good with that because I know how Zach works. Zach works every offseason. I've never seen him come back from a season and not get better. You know, minus last year, but you can't count 24 games for as a full season, in my opinion. So yeah, I feel like he's got 2 or 3 more years of good, strong development of improvements to go. You know what I mean? So I'm sure his defense is gonna come along, especially being on a better team with more accountability and or the players are more focused on that side of the ball. Um, Not only that, but I mean, you got to think about it. That's why I think Jabari is gonna probably play better defense eventually, because I didn't really see it in the last game, but I've seen Jabari play defense in Chicago. To me, the only time it really matters is if you can do it when the playoffs start. You know what I mean? I said before, I don't think Jabari should play back to backs because you don't do that in the playoffs. He shouldn't have to do that. You got to understand, we're a playoff team, in my opinion, without Jabari Parker. We don't need Jabari Parker to make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. We need Jabari Parker to go further in the playoffs. You know what I mean? We need that presence. We need a big, strong bull that can go to the hole slash, get you an easy bucket. People won't get in his way. And Jabari, man, like Jabari's offensive rebounding ability, his total rebounding ability, really, but offensively, Jabari put that ass on you, man. Like Jabari can get that rebound. He can go up get it, and he's got the mentality. You know what I mean? He can go up and snag something on you. Plus, one thing he's gonna put it back up. That's probably a basket when he gets the offensive rebound. You know what I mean? That's probably 2 points. So I feel like with the team being so offensively inclined, you know what I mean, so many weapons offensively that there comes a point where you have to stand out in other areas. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be an offensive weapon if everybody's an offensive weapon. When you look at Minnesota, yeah, they had offensive weapons, but Zach LaVine was the only player who wasn't scared to go get a shot. I mean, I ain't gonna say Big Cat was scared, but he's a center. There's only so many shots he's gonna shoot. You know what I mean? He needs compliments. He needs somebody else like Zach LaVine who used to fill it up. You know what I mean? Who used to go out there and just light it up. Wiggins don't do that. You know what I mean? And even Karl Anthony Towns, while he is a great offensive player, I think defense kind of gave him a little bit of his name too. With Laurie Marketing, you got a guy who can shoot the three at a higher rate than most guards are. You know what I mean? Like he broke the record for most 3 pointers made in the first 100 games. You know what I mean? That's a record that was held by who? Stephen Curry. Okay, Steph Curry, the best shooter in the game, probably the best shooter in the history of the game. So I mean, if he's breaking his records in his rookie year as a big man, you know what I mean? Like the sky's the limit, bro. I remember Dirk, and I'm not gonna call him Dirk because I don't want to disrespect Larry Marketing. I'm not gonna call him Dirk. He plays way more defense than Dirk ever has. So I'm not gonna ever call him Dirk. But offensively, with that shot, I still don't want to call him Dirk because I think he can be better than Dirk offensively as well. Dirk wasn't a great ball handler, but Larry's not scared to handle the ball. Larry bring it up the court. Larry used to play guard. You know, some people probably don't even know that. Larry's played guard in his lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Larry been playing since he was itty bitty. So yeah, I'm not gonna call him Dirk, but I am gonna call him hurt. He's hurt for 6 to 8 weeks, and a lot of people panicking. Like, bro, first off, 6 to 8 weeks. What's that? Like 20 games? We'll be okay. Um, we are loaded at power forward. You know what I mean? Even Jabari can play power forward. I wouldn't want him to. I really don't want him playing power forward much. But in a small lineup, you know what I mean? In a small lineup, you got Bobby Portis, Jabari Parker, maybe Hutch, or Valentine, whatever. I mean, not Valentine, because I think he's hurt for maybe a week or two. You got Holiday, Valentine Holiday, and then you got Zach and Chris. Zach and Chris, in my opinion, are gonna be pretty much good enough to carry us to the playoffs in the East, because it's the East. You know what I mean? Them plus our bench with Bobby and Blake show. You know what I mean? And you can count Valentine. I count Valentine because Valentine can shoot. You know what I mean? Denzel hit 34 against Cleveland last year. So if you don't want to count him, fine, don't count him. But if he drops 30 on somebody, like just count that. Count the 30 points that he put on somebody's head because the boy can shoot. And I don't think he got worse. But you know how the NBA is, man. I really wish Denzel would have put on some muscle like a lot of his other counterparts. You know what I'm saying? Like his other peers, but he's cut different. So he likes it. You know what I mean? Like Denzel does spin moves in the post and you know what I'm saying, floaters over guards and stuff like this. So like I'm gonna let Denzel do him because that's Denzel's game. You know what I mean? Some people would say James Harden game is a little old school or a little odd or whatever, different from for this time of you know what I'm saying basketball. But I guess it's the same thing with Denzel. But off the bench, he can contribute in a major way. So for me, it's like you got Denzel, you got Blake Show, you got Portis, you got a facilitator who can spot up and hit threes. You know what I'm saying? Just in case Blake Show is just on the rampage. You got, Portis who can do that as well. But Portis got game, man. Portis take you down the post and just show you different stuff. Portis can show you some moves down there. You know what I mean? I like Portis. I like Bobby. I like Bobby. I like Bobby when we drafted him. And I thought for a moment that maybe Bobby had just, fizzled and thudded out or something. But I guess that was just still just letting him develop. Love it. I love the way they did that. I love the way everything was playing out. And I know my guys are hungry. Real hungry. Real hungry. And I mean, I think they're gonna give a lot of teams a run for their money. The only team I really don't think we could beat is probably Boston. That's the only team I'm really not sure we could just beat them. And that being said, it's still up. It's still up for debate because once they get on that court, you can match them up if you want to. But I mean, we're not that far behind, bro. We're not that far behind. All it would take is a little more continuity on this side and that side. So if Chris Dunn can put some D on Kyrie Irving, you know how that goes. Um, if Jason Tatum or Jalen Brown doesn't just straight up drop 40 or 50 on Zach Levine, um, well, I guess both of them on Zach Levine and Jabari Parker, right? If that doesn't happen, if Gordon Hayward isn't good as what they think he is, I think he's pretty decent. I don't know that he's the piece that makes them a championship contender, but with Kyrie that's what he is. So it just comes down to if all those guys stay healthy. Because if they don't stay healthy, we can win it. We can win it. We can win the East. Who knows about the championship? Only because if Houston goes, we could be Houston. But I don't see Golden State. I don't see us beating Golden State this year. I don't see us beating Boston in the 7-game series this year. I don't see that happening for either of those teams. But I do want to watch this season, and I'm not gonna count anything. I'm not gonna rule anything out. You know what I mean? I love the way my guys talk about it, the way the team talks about the season. You know what I mean? The reporters are steady baiting them and baiting them. Are you making the playoffs? Well, first off, anybody who got eyes and saw them win 27 games last year with a ragtag bunch of pieces put together, you know what I'm saying? They play with, I think, more lineups. I'm pretty sure they play with more starting lineups than anybody else in the league. I'm not certain, but I know they got to be top 5. You know what I'm saying? They play with tons of lineups because guys were hurt or guys were semi-hurt, and that's what you need to understand. Like they asked Chris Dunn about the um, freak injuries. First off, they're freak injuries. That's the name implies that I cannot control it. It's a freak injury. But that being said, like you gotta realize half of those injuries weren't like, let's say they weren't playoff injuries. I think everybody should understand what that means. They weren't playoff injuries. If it was playoffs, he would play. You know what I mean? Like the teeth thing when he fell That probably you probably didn't have to be out more than a couple of games for that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a game or two for that. He sat out a long time for that. I think most people remember he sat out like a long time with that. And I'm certain it wasn't just because he was injured. It was because they were tanking. You know what I mean? We tanked last year. That is what that is. Anybody with eyes could see that. I mean, anybody with ears heard that. We said it. We were tanking. We were trying to get a high draft pick. We got it. Got a good player. Mission accomplished. But we started 3-20 something. So anybody who's got half a brain knows that Zach LaVine only played 24 games. He didn't help us start 3-20 something. So you got to think like those were close games then. Like we were playing close games. Maybe the team wasn't showing up on the other side. I don't know. But it seems to me that we will probably be able to pull out a lot more of those games just with Chris Dunn playing. You know what I mean? Just with him playing. He missed tons of games. With Zach LaVine playing an extra 60 games, I just think, you know what I mean? I just believe, you know what I'm saying, that we could muster out a few more wins, especially when we play Cleveland and they don't have LeBron this year. You know what I mean? We have to play them 4 times and they don't have LeBron. So, there's that. Also, we're just better. You know what I mean? With Jabari Parker, we're better. You know, even just in general, we're better. Even if Jabari Parker doesn't make it, we're still better as a whole team. Um, those guys are older. They've matured. They've gotten better. They've learned more in the league. To think we're not gonna make the playoffs would be just silly anyway. So I feel like when I ask those players, you know, playoffs, like what you think? You know what I mean? What you think? That's I know I would have wanted to answer that question with what you think. Do you think we're going to the playoffs? Of course we think we're going to the playoffs. We won 27 games last year without even playing 27 games. You know what I mean? Like we didn't play 27 games together as a team last year. Of course we're going to the goddamn playoffs. I mean that's my answer. But take it one game at a time is the best answer because what about when we in the playoffs? Man, yeah, I've been to the playoffs before. Remember Jimmy Butler and D Wade and Rondo and shit and all that weird stuff. Like we went to the playoffs with another weird team. I want to say a bunch of weird shit. Rip Hamilton. I think somebody mentioned. Yeah, we had guy Richard Hamilton. Remember, we just kept going to get old, worn out ass stars, like used car ass stars. That's cool. That's cool. It never wins anything. I've never seen people win championships like that. And I think they realized that, after that Rondo D Wade season, and it was like, hey man, listen, it is what it is. We've been burned and we got a bruise. We need to rip off the band-aid and move on, man. Like it was the D Rose thing, and I ain't blaming D Rose. I still got love for D Rose. D Rose the hooper. Yeah, he brought you a lot of fun and excitement, a lot of times to brag and talk shit to people and tell them that your point guard was your point guard. But you know, it was what it was. It was a bruise, bro. It was like a blow because that's your number one pick, and now he's not number one pickish anymore. You know what I mean? He's hurt, and I mean nowadays he's better, but at that point, it was like we got to move on. Man. At least that's how the organization felt. We got to move on. And what they was doing was holding on to false hopes because we had been in the playoffs, and now it was I think we can, but we can. No, we can't, bro. Like nobody wants to go to the playoffs and get bounced out in the first round every year. Nobody who's a real winner, nobody who's experienced real success wants to do that. So the best thing to do is take that year of rebuilding. And our year of rebuilding was weird. Don't forget, too good to tank. You know what I mean? That's still our slogan. Too good to tank. It was too good to tank. You know what I mean? We couldn't tank. We got Robin Lopez out there still steady playing hard. They got to sit him for games. They set a lot of players for games. You go and check those rosters, those starting lineups they kept using. You'll see, bro. Like we could have won 40 games last year. You know what I mean? That's kind of an organizational decision, a smart one, a smart one, because we were only gonna get bounced in the first round, and it was it wouldn't have been it probably would have been sweet. It wouldn't have been pretty. So I mean, I guess my last takeaway. And this video is hella long, but it's early in the morning, and you done rolled all the way with me. So I just keep rolling, you know, making valid points. Campaign, since I do it so much on YouTube and in the comments trolling, I might as well just do the shit, you know. I might as well just do the shit right here, you know. Like, I'm not running from it. It is what it is. I think he's a bad player. I wouldn't have any, you know what I'm saying, hesitation if he was like, yo, you want to play one on one? Yeah, sure. I'm like, why not? There's nothing, why not? You know what I'm saying? I'll probably win. I don't know. I'm probably bigger than them for damn sure. 6'3". You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they list campaign or what they lie about campaign it, but that dude looks real small. The part about him looking small ain't, I like K Felder. Call me crazy. I liked K Felder. I don't know why they didn't like him, but I imagine it's because he's a scoring point guard. And you know what I'm saying? He probably doesn't play much defense. With campaign, he plays everything adequately, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's like he plays defense enough not to get singled out a little bit. But if there was a good player in there, like that was a real star player, he would kill campaign every play. And my biggest thing is, bro, you were over there with Westbrook, bro. You were over there with Russell Westbrook. How in the hell do you sit over there with Russell Westbrook for like 3 years, at least 2 years, right? And not learn shit. Like you didn't get better. You didn't like even if he was hurt the whole time. God damn, man, you didn't learn nothing. Like you didn't learn no aggressiveness, bro. This guy gets the ball and he's like shoot it. What the fuck? What are you waiting for? Like, bro, I can't do it. Like I cannot fucking do it, bro. Like, why would you even defend campaign? Like, he seems like a young, scared high school player after playing against, pros. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I see. Even the alley he gave to Wendell Carter was like it was. Come on, man, like that, like get it there, get it there, bro. Like it barely got there. He almost just shot a floater, and it's like, man, come on, man. If there are no flashes out of the guy that you keep on pumping, and like we got other guys who will show flashes. What I mean? I feel like we should let Raleigh play, and we might let him play tomorrow. I think we play Wednesday, but we should let Raleigh play. We should let Ryan play if that's the case, man. If Cam Payne gets to play, Ryan Archie should play because Archie got heart, and that's one thing I don't see from Cam. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that from Cam Payne. Ryan's got heart, bro. Ryan's gonna take a charge. Ryan's gonna do all the little stuff, bro. He's gonna bite somebody on the ankle. Like Ryan does that little stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why they still got him. Now, if he can develop his shot, I mean, I don't know why a white guy wouldn't be able to develop a shot. But if he could develop his shot, his long range shot, Ryan could be a real asset off the bench. He could be helpful because he's got more of that coach mentality. Even when he's in the game with like Antonio Blakeney and other players, you see the offense flow better. You know what I mean? With Cam, it's like they're trying hard. It seems like he's out there just trying real hard to do something unproductive. You know what I mean? Like it's probably not gonna work. He's out there trying. I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it.